Stop me if you've heard this before, but I won again on Monday. Bounce back game of the week because I had lost on Sunday, so I decided to back a team that I had lost with on Sunday for Monday's Raise the Bar 20-dime release. And Cole Hamels and the Chicago Cubs paid me back for showing a little faith with them after they cost me money on Sunday, minus $1.10 on the run line as they fell to the San Diego Padres at Wrigley. Well, Hamels did his job. The Cubs did their job on the run line last night with a 3-1 win at Kansas City. And once again, you got that latest Raise the Bar 20-dime winner for half price off. And here with the complimentary play, I cashed in as well last night as I gave you a winner on Colorado 2-0 over Pittsburgh. 7-1 the short-term run with complimentary plays since Friday. On a little longer scale, 54 of the last 84 complimentary plays have been winners, and I've got 2 late night games I'm going to take a look at. Arizona and Philadelphia, plus your game between the Angels and the Tigers. Just a couple of quick notes here, which I've been remiss in not getting to. Anthony Red, you may have noticed, one of the long-time, almost charter members of the site, is not currently a handicapper at the site. He may be returning come football season. He may not, for a number of reasons. That is up in the air. Also, Brad Wilton is not currently a member here at the site. I brought him back earlier in the baseball season because as the years have gone on here at the site, I've realized, I've jettisoned and hired a number of handicappers over the years. I've realized, it's very hard to find handicappers who, let's be honest, like me, like Chris Jordan, guys who can consistently win in all sports over the years. Some guys just only do well in certain sports. So Wilton had a couple of great years in baseball. In fact, for a 2-year stretch, he was the #1 baseball handicapper here at the site. So I decided to bring him back at the start of this baseball season to see if I could catch a little magic in the bottle. It didn't work out. Started strong, but just petered and fizzled out. So I jettisoned him, and I brought back Tommy Brunson. Now, Brunson, you may recall, I brought him onto the site for his debut here last September, and he had one hell of a football season. If not for a little slump at the very end in the playoffs, the guy just had one hell of a season. At one point, he had $10 bettors up over $10,000, and his 150-dime NFL locks were like money in the bank week after week. But basketball? Listen, I'm not going to pull any strings here, and try to pull the wool over your eye. I mean, he was just dreadful in basketball. But in the back of my mind, I thought, listen, football season's coming back. I'm going to bring him back, and I have. And he's also won the first 3 baseball plays he had here at the site. So he is back at the site. I've also got another handicapper who's going to make his debut here at the site here probably in another week and a half, a guy by the name of Ray Chadwick. So I'll let you know when he makes his site debut as well, and any other changes I happen to make here going forward. Now, as far as me, you know the deal, guys. I do not believe in backing off. So as I go for winning day number 27 out of 39, I have yet another Raise the Bar 20-dime release tonight. Rematch mismatch of the month. It goes on the early evening card, and it's Raise the Bar 20-dime winner number 9 out of 12 since 2 Fridays ago. And just like all the others over the past week and a half, you get it for half price off by using coupon code RAISE, R-A-I-S-E. Without further ado, let's get to your complimentary plays. Remember, you can get all the other discounts, promos, etc. over on the homepage as I continue to prove to you that you don't have to spend big money to make big money by giving you the hottest handicappers here at the site, me, at a substantial discount each and every day. Okay, first complimentary play. I have a love-hate relationship with Arizona and Zach Greinke, meaning this. I love using Zach Greinke, especially when he's pitching at home, which means I ultimately have to use him on the run line. I hate betting on Zach Greinke on the run line at Arizona at home because generally when I put my money on him, I lose. When I use him as a complimentary play, I win. So I love Arizona and Zach Greinke tonight, but I'm not going to bet him because that would be absolutely like blackballing him. But I'll give him as a complimentary play, which means you guys should bet him because he'll ultimately win. But here's the caveat. You've got 2 teams in Arizona and Philadelphia that are just prone to such inconsistent slumps at the plate this season. They are either, banging out runs left and right, or they just go in these extensive offensive funks. Last night, Arizona managed to rally in the 9th inning and then win it in 14, 3-2. Good pitching by with Zach Godley and Jake Arrieta last night before the bullpens took over. Well, tonight you got Zach Greinke and Nick Pivetta. You got Arizona's $1.45 run line dog, and that's just too good to pass up. Now, did Greinke disappoint in his last start? A little. I mean, it's not that he pitched that bad last Thursday against San Francisco when he was hooked up with Madison Bumgarner. I mean, he gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings. He only struck out 5. But keep in mind, in his previous 8 starts, he was 7-0 with a 1.53 earned run average with 53 strikeouts and 7 walks in 53 innings, okay? And prior to that start, at home this season, before losing to the Giants, he was 5-1 with a 2.39 earned run average. And last year at home, he was 13-1 with a 2.87 earned run average. And lifetime against Philadelphia, 8-2 with a 2.90 ERA in 12 outings, 11 of which have been starts. Now, Philadelphia had won 5 in a row prior to last night's loss. But keep in mind, 4 of those wins came against the lowly Marlins at home, okay? Nick Pivetta going for Philadelphia tonight. This is a guy who has electrifying stuff. But he escaped with a no decision against the Marlins in his last start. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, no walks. But in his 10 prior starts, in which the Phillies lost 7 of those 10 starts, he had a 6.84 earned run average. In his first 11 starts this season, he had a 3.26 earned run average. So again, I say go with Greinke and the Diamondbacks at home tonight on the run line at plus money. It's the only way you can really play this game. And you got to hope that, I think Greinke, obviously, there is no hope there. I think he's going to be dominant. But you got to hope that Arizona puts some runs on the board and Pivetta once again reverts to that form that he's shown in 10 of his last 11 starts where he's been absolutely horrific. Your other complimentary play, I'm going to go with the Angels on the run line minus the $1.10 at home tonight with Andrew Heaney against Jacob Turner. Andrew Heaney is another one of those pitchers that when his turn in the rotation comes up, I immediately look at him when he's pitching in Anaheim. Because you look at his home road splits, and they're as diverse as you can possibly get. 6-2 with a 2.44 earned run average in 10 home starts. 0-5 with a 5.30 earned run average in 10 road starts. It's pretty automatic, guys. You play them at home and you go against them on the road. LA won last night's series opener 6-2, dropping Detroit to 18-39 on the road, 0-4 in this current road trip. They lost 3 straight games at Oakland. They lost last night's game. They've scored 3 runs in those 4 games so far. This is kind of an ironic note here. Let me pass it along. So the Tigers are going with Jacob Turner, who they just called up from the minor leagues. He had been pitching for their AAA team in Toledo. He began his career as the number 1 pitching prospect in the Tigers organization when he made his debut against the LA Angels 7 years ago. He was the number 9 overall pick by the Tigers in the 2009 draft. 14 spots ahead of some guy by the name of Mike Trout. Yeah, I'd say the Tigers blew that one. He pitched for 2 years, had some brief cups of coffees for the Tigers. 3 starts in 2011 in the big leagues, 3 more starts in 2012 before Dave Dombrowski, who drafted him, shipped him off to the Marlins in the middle of the 2012 season. Now, earlier this year, he made 4 relief appearances for the Marlins. I remember one of them. It was like in the first week in April. It was against Philadelphia, here in Philadelphia. I think it was here in Philadelphia, and he walked 3 and gave up 8 runs in 1 inning. And right after the game, I mean literally right after the game, the Marlins shipped him to the minor leagues. Then they eventually released him. Tigers picked him up. He's only back in the major leagues tonight because they traded Mike Fiers over to Oakland yesterday, and they needed a starter for tonight's game. So to my way of thinking, taking the Angels at home, although they haven't been playing well, on the run line against a team that doesn't score on the road, against a guy who really is like the last resort pitching here tonight in Turner, why the hell not lay the 1.5 runs with LA? So the Angels and Arizona, your 2 run line complimentary plays tonight. That'll do it. I wish you well, and we'll do this